Hello everyone, this is Richie from FigPin Files, and here to do the second part of my information for newcomers to FigPin. So there's just a couple more things I wanted to discuss regarding the FigPin in general. If you go into the app, you'll see that there's like these other things that you should be able to do but can't. For example, like share, uh, and like battle, things like that. None of those things have been implemented yet. As I like to tell people, the app has been future proofed so that once they're ready to implement those other things that you can do, they'll be ready to go. But I am looking forward to it because I'm thinking. I was thinking when I actually watched the interview with the marketing director, um, how they would implement a battle system in general, and with all the stats that are in each of these pins, it wouldn't be too crazy if it came out and these eventually became like Magic the Gathering or Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon, in that they have enough to work with so that they could do something like that. Now, yeah, is that like, am I putting way too much thought into it? Yeah, but the reason why I think that's possible is simply because of everything else that they managed to pull off. Everything is very like high end, very very well thought out. So the day might come that they have a great game. The fact that a pin could go from a collectible into a game, and then it's like you have, if you're collecting cards, for example, if the back card became like a card you could play with or something, then they definitely have a good foundation for that. Wow, how did this happen? Okay, out of focus there for some reason. There we go. All right, so that's one thing, and then the last thing I kind of want to talk to you about is something that is also kind of like, once you get into FigPin, you just jump on the group for like a couple of minutes, you'll notice that there's some items in there that look pretty cool, and then how can you get them? So, but I want to explain that by starting with the review of this pin right here. So this is the first FigPin exclusive that I bought, and it's a Sub-Zero LE 750, and I mean, I've been playing Mortal Kombat since the first one, and like Sub-Zero has always been my favorite character. Now, in the first one, I would say Scorpion's my favorite character, but the second and third one, Sub-Zero is the only reason why I could beat the game. Like freezing people as they're falling and then uppercutting them again. I mean, that is how I did it. You know what I mean? And I tried. Like, I spent the summer, what is it, 96, trying to beat Mortal Kombat 2, and I found all the codes, and I played it for hours on end. I could never beat the game until I started playing with Sub-Zero and freezing people as they fell. So, as far as attachment, that's why I really wanted him. When they announced him, let me tell you, it was like, coming out next is Sub-Zero limited to 750. I'm like, wow, that's a pretty low number. And if it was just that alone, would have been great, but that's not it. Now, the last thing I want to talk to you, everyone just getting into FigPins, is that sometimes, not always, but sometimes whenever you order a FigPin exclusive from their site, it might come with one of these. This is a FigPin logo. Now, sometimes people call this a FigPin pin, but the easiest way to describe it is FigPin logo. Now, that's better, and it's a little dusty. So, what I found interesting with this, one, right off the bat, is that it looks pretty cool. I mean, it's the logo, and it has, design. I even like the cardboard. I thought it was all one thing. Like, I didn't know this pin was separate from this cardboard when I saw it at first. So I thought the whole unit was its own thing. I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool, But no, it does come out. And you're probably wondering why I have it in plastic, and I'll answer that in a bit. But what's cool about these is that they have their own serial number. So aside from these, which come with their serial number, these also come with their own serial number and are also collectible. Now this one specifically was a second edition. So the first edition, I believe I read, came out with the over 9,000 Vegeta, the colored one. And so when I saw other people receiving their, what do you call it? Their, is that dust? No, it's not. It's just, I think it's dust on it. I'm sorry. All right, so this looks ugly. Let me put this back in here. So this logo is actually like one of the first 7 designs for their logo pins. And when I saw them, I'm like, I want this one specifically, just because it looks so cool with the different colors and everything. But second edition, that is not a big deal. One reason being because I got it for free. So that's one thing. So no complaints there. But also, it's out of 250 for the first edition and the second edition. Therefore, there's only a total of 500. Now, will they make a third edition? No one knows. But that's kind of just the way things go. And the main thing that I liked about these, now these are already cool on their own, right? But the story behind them is even better. The founder of FigPin said that he was inspired by a Pearl Jam concert he went to. And, you know, when you go to any concert, usually the band will throw their picks into the crowd, or the drummer will throw sticks into the crowd. Sometimes they do that bazooka, like t-shirt bazooka thing. The first concert I ever went to was a Dragon Force concert. I did actually manage to get the pin. But of course, with Dragon Force, not to get, you know, too far from what we're talking about. With Dragon Force was headlining, and I saw Power Glove, a band that like they make music based off of like video games and TV shows like Power Rangers. Listening to Power Rangers and metal is like, it's already kind of a metal song, but hearing it live, hearing it like from that band specifically, it was pretty awesome. The band that went second, oh my lord, that was Terizas. If you haven't heard of Terizas, I highly recommend you look them up. They're like this Viking band, and I believe they're from that area that Vikings are from. Sorry, I don't remember right now. It was years ago. But when they came out, like I saw all these like Viking hats in the crowd. And the crowd went absolutely wild. And so not to get too distracted. By the time Dragon Force came out, I was so enamored by the other 2 bands that I was like, when I got the pick, I was like, you know what? After listening to these first 2 bands, I don't feel like I'm that much of a Dragon Force fan. Now, obviously, they're a great band. I love their music. But I like Teresa's way more. Just, you know, they have a violin player, they have an accordion player. It's just insane. Their live performances are insane. I never had so much fun in public ever. So, finally getting back to point, I just like that idea, you know? They're like, hey, why don't we just give these away every once in a while? And you get your first one, you're like, oh, hey, that's pretty cool. But then there's a lot of people out there who want to complete the set. And I think right now there's about 18 of them out. And these are given out, like I said, sometimes when you order a FigPin exclusive online, sometimes they're at the cons, sometimes they come with a set. So, and then like the most expensive one is a GameStop one. That was only given out to like GameStop managers. So that one has its own little lore. I might do a video on that, you know, like maybe a video like talking about the rarest pins, for example. If that's something you want to see, you know, sooner rather than later, let me know. But anyway, I just wanted to cover those last 2 things. So hope you have a good day. Take care.